Hello, everyone, dear pilots out there. Welcome to another episode of our ServiceNow podcast, ServiceNow Pilots podcast. And today we're going to talk about maybe not the highest rated topic, I would say, but I believe it is a very important one, which is reporting in ServiceNow, reporting within your organization. And today I'm meeting with Karol, our consultant and expert. You may introduce yourself, tell us your story, and we may start.
Hi, I'm Karol. I'm a Senior ServiceNow Consultant. I work with clients to implement ServiceNow in a way that suffice their needs, their requirements, and also help them build reports. And Marcel, as you said, maybe not highest rated, but I would say very important topic, reporting, because we all want to know, no? We all want to know what's going on. So this is why we need reports.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask you maybe the first question for the people that may not see this as a very top-rated and important topic. Why do I need to even report the data from my organization? Because I have probably several departments within my organization, for example, HR, IT department, and many, many others. And why this data is important for me from different perspectives?
Data matters, no? The very important sentence. So as I said, we want to know what's going on, and especially when I'm owner of a process or owner of a service, I want to know what's the performance of my service. I want to know how we're doing, if we're meeting targets or not. This later helps me make decisions, proper decisions. I need information to make decisions if I want to perform better, if I want to evolve, if I want to consider or later introduce changes that will help me perform better. First of all, I need to know what the status is, what's going on. And to know what's going on, the easiest way is to present the data in a nice visual matter in the form of a report. We look at reports every day in the news, every day when there's elections, when there's statistics. We need this data in a form that is familiar for me to understand them. This is why we need reports. So not purely the data level, but we want to interpret at the data level in a form of visual reports.
Okay, so you're saying that we need to, behind those numbers, or let's say real people or real workflows that we should think about and maybe foresee some things that we couldn't before. But today you're in a position when you want to encourage us all to use reports in ServiceNow. And imagine I am a CEO of a huge company and I just got used to the Excel spreadsheet or other tools like Power BI or anything like this. And also I bought this tool, the ServiceNow tool. And from my perspective, it's easier to extract the data to another tool and to use Excel spreadsheet, for example, to then forecast some processes within my organization. And isn't too much work for me to populate the data in ServiceNow just to see some beautiful dashboards?
I would say it's too much work for you the way you're doing it right now. So if you're a CEO of or a high C-level responsible for many processes for running whole organization, then probably you're very busy. Imagine, wouldn't it be easier if just weekly or maybe monthly you receive just the extract of reports that are valuable for you, not thousands of spreadsheets with thousands of rows and data that you need to analyze and you need to build statistics to see, okay, if we're doing good or not. Imagine that you have it all configured and you just receive the data that matters for you. So, and this can be once for all configured in ServiceNow without any external tools. How to do it, I believe we will be talking later. So this is an example of CEO that is a busy person that wants to see only valuable information that really matters. But let's imagine I'm a team manager, or I'm a manager of a service desk with various teams. I want to know how my employees are performing. I want to know how the teams are performing. What's the reason behind their performance? One team is performing better, other a little bit worse. So what's the differences? If I have a correct data, and then I look at the data in a correct manner, I can distinguish. I can take only the important things. So the data. So we're talking about organization that is using ServiceNow as a tool. So the data is there already. So why to extract it to external tool, wait for them to populate in the external tool, then build this report in external tool? Imagine that the data, the structure of the data changes in ServiceNow. The integration process needs to change, then the reports built in the in Excel or any other tool needs to be changed. And right now in ServiceNow, we can do all this in one tool. So in my previous job, I was working with software, with this external reporting software. And exactly this is what was going on. I was asking the business to populate the data in their tool. Then integration was transferring the data to my business reporting tool. And then I had to build the reports. Anything changed there, I had to rechange everything. Inside this now, so if you mentioned that your team is capable of building this data in this tool or Excel, these skills, if they're able to build reports in Excel, then these skills are sufficient to build reports in ServiceNow. It's really simple tool. So yeah, so you will not necessarily need to learn more tools. So you will just need to learn one environment. Everything is there. The data is available right away without any means of integration. So probably less effort is needed to build this data in ServiceNow than to extract data from ServiceNow and build the same report in external tool.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, you're meaning that this is time effective, more time effective because you have visual dashboards within your tool, your view. And when it comes to the view, as you mentioned, the C-level, the team manager level, or even a team member level. So each person has different KPIs. Each role has different responsibilities within the organization. So, for example, someone from the C-level would like to see very granular data because it's not valuable for him. He just wants to see high level how the whole organization is prospecting. But from the perspective of the project owner, project manager, or someone from the operational level, I believe those informations are very important. So is it possible to build those, let's say, role templates, and do you have any prior experience with that?
Exactly. So ServiceNow, as we know, works on roles, on groups, different users that have attached different groups or roles as access to different data. And the same principle applies to reports. So you mentioned KPIs. So KPIs are important on whole organizational level, but that's true for a team manager, or even for a particular employee. KPIs matters for their particular activities, if they are meeting target or not meeting target, what's the gap, how far are they from the target. And the higher we go on the C level, basically I just to know if there are any red flags. Yeah, if everything is going fine with the KPIs, I don't even need to bother about that. I see green light, okay, that's fine. So it's also important for the same KPIs, but on a different, I look for them on the different level. Yeah, and yeah, in ServiceNow, the beauty of ServiceNow, comparing, for example, to Excel, is that using the same data for different roles, I can extract different information. So let's say you had an Excel spreadsheet with target achievements for all employees. The employees are attached to they are members of different groups. The groups are responsible for different services. So on the C level, you probably want to see all the spreadsheet and have the statistics from all the spreadsheet. On the team manager level, you probably the organization will not allow the team manager to see the data for all employees, just for them, just for their group. So you would need to populate the same data in different spreadsheets and then distribute the different spreadsheets to different people to see only their statistics. In ServiceNow, using the same set of data, depending on the role or group level access, I can see only the data that I should see and I'm allowed to see. So you configure just single report, and the data access is already dealing with who should see what.
That's also good from the compliance and cybersecurity perspective, because this is a very high topic right now to be sure that the data isn't flowing throughout the whole organization, or even worse.
Exactly.
Apart from that.
No, so you basically in ServiceNow you're defining the level of access, and if it applies to data, it can also apply to reports. So you can change it. Yeah, you can allow some particular groups to see a little bit more in the reports, but you have full control on that, and you define it once, and then it works.
Do you have maybe from your prior experience any examples of this kind of dashboards or reports for each role? What would you propose to our pilots out there to maybe see within, I don't know, maybe ITSM would be a good idea?
Yeah, so the incident overview dashboard is the very good example. There's classic reports and performance analytics reports. So depending on my role there, I can see different groups. I can see only my employees or my group or groups I'm a member of, and then if I'm higher level, I will simply see more data there. What else? Let's say that the very important KPI in my organization is, and we're talking about the incident process, is how long is the ticket open? Yeah, every customer, every basically end user that raises a ticket wants their tickets to be solved quickly. And we're not talking about SLAs, we're talking about how long is the ticket open. And let's say the target is 3 days. So on a personal level, I want to, as a fulfiller, as a person that is dealing with, as an agent that is dealing with the tickets, I want to know what's the statistics for me, how far I'm ahead or how far I'm behind, how many tickets were solved within this target, how many tickets were solved outside of this target. And I will see on the very dashboard, incident overview, I will see statistics only for myself. Then if I'm a service owner on the same dashboard, I can see what's the differences in achieving these targets between different groups or different incident categories. And I can already say, okay, for let's say hardware categories, we matching this target for almost all incidents. For a network category, we're not matching this target. I can already make some assumptions, and this can allow me provide decisions. So we're talking about the same KPI, but different perspective on the same KPI depending on my level in the organization structure.
Okay, so what you are saying is that depending on the role, depending on the KPIs, depending on the my objectives of my role within the organization, I can see different things suited for me. And in terms of compliance and security reasons, I cannot see my dashboard, my report will be different than yours.
Exactly. Yeah. So the same dashboard, but every user will see different data on this dashboard.
And imagine an organization which is very industry specific. And for example, when we take this customer service management or IT operations management, within the logistic industry, within the banking or insurance industry, those processes and workflows will be different. Can I somehow create my own view, my own dashboards that will show me the view of my industry, of my organization?
Your specific role.
Yeah, very specific processes. Is it possible?
Yes, but first of all, I will encourage you to go through what's out of the box in ServiceNow. So if you are following the standard process that ServiceNow is proposing, and the processes proposed by ServiceNow in ITSM, in CSM, in project management, they're basically ITIL based, they're industry standard based. And for all these processes, out of the box processes, there is a set of dashboards, set of really many reports that probably will suit if not all, then the majority of your needs. These are called content packs, and you can find content packs for quite a lot of products, for quite a lot of industries. If you customize your process, yes, you have, or you build your own process in ServiceNow, yes, of course, you can build your own reports, you can build all your own dashboards. More, you can create a dashboard and then share it with other users, so they will have access to it, and this can become a standard in your organization. So this is free to customize, and again, we're talking about compliance and role-based access. You can specify which users can create new dashboards, which users can edit dashboards, which user can, if you're sharing the dashboard, and with which users, which groups you're sharing the dashboard. So yes, basically you can create any report and any dashboard in ServiceNow. Most of it is free of charge. If we're talking about classic reports and then content packs for the performance analytics reports, if you want to build the performance analytics reports based on custom tables, then this, I believe, requires a pro license.
And you mentioned performance analytics. Could you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, and so that was a big game changer some time ago. What's the performance analysis? I think we should focus a little bit on the wording here. So I want to analyze what is the performance of a process, a team, what's basically a performance of part of my organization, and what is a performance of how well I'm achieving targets, and then I want to analyze it. So I want to know what are the different factors that influence achievement of this target. And so how does performance analytics do it? To know what's the performance of the target of some service, of some process, and what influences this performance, I want to see how this changed in time, and I want to see how different factors influence this in time. So performance analytics does a snapshot. Basically, we can do a snapshot every single day of a certain KPI. So I mentioned previously number of tickets opened for more than 3 days. So every day I can take a snapshot of my instance, how many tickets, what was the categories, what was the assignment group, what was the priority, and very different factors. What was the KPI for every single day, and then I can build a timeline. See what was the what was this KPI on a certain day, how this changed in time. I can break it down per category, per priority, as I said, and by excluding some factors or including new factors, I can see, okay, which factor really influenced this trend line. Yeah? So the performance analytics can help us building the trends of my performance, and this is how we understand what's the performance and how different factors influenced it. Also, performance analytics can predict, can forecast based on previous data what will be the number of tickets open for longer than 3 days, from my example, in the next week, in the next months. That gives us a lot of opportunities for helping me analyze it. It comes with built-in analytics hub or KPI details, basically built-in tool to dig into these graphs, to change the visualizations, everything that was helping me, that would help me analyze it better. So if we were using Excel or any other tool, pivot tables, etc., to do this, we have it there. We have it there in a much nicer way, in a much simpler way, I would say. To know what's the performance.
Yeah, let's focus on that topic because we are in 2023, which is, I would say, the year of AI, and artificial intelligence, machine learning is everywhere. And as you are mentioning, the performance analytics is focused on forecasting and focused on analyzing the data that it is populated and even can tell you the near future. how it may perform in a while. Is it possible, or maybe it is right now, that using the machine learning or artificial intelligence, is it possible that the ServiceNow platform can advise you?
Yeah. So so the decision automation is built in there. So there's also products that help me make decisions. There's basically a decision automation product that can be put in. But if we will narrow it down to performance analytics, there's one thing that I think here is worth mentioning, is to automate the decision making. So we were talking about the example of CEO that is very busy, that just wants to see the most important thing. So there's also one very nice, very useful feature in performance analytics, which is, it's not directly connected with artificial intelligence. It's just the automation and the synchronization of all the processes. So let's say we have these targets. Yeah, we have targets on a personal level. I, as a fulfiller of incidents, I have a target that I should do this many tickets in a time frame. And then on a C level, I have also different targets. Yeah, that the service performance is like that. So when on a certain day, when I hit the target or not achieve the target, we can trigger a notification. Yeah? So in that matter, the CEO, which is very busy, doesn't need to look at the reports every day. He will just, or she will just receive the notification when the target is achieved or not achieved. On a personal level or any other level, we can do it. We can do thresholds. So let's say the average time of open tickets, yes, it's 2 days. So and I say, okay, let's make a threshold that if there will be for a 1 day, the KPI will show 10 days, which is very very large number for this. It's too much. Then I should receive a notification, because something's not good with my process. So also, if we will trigger notification like that, I don't need to look at the reports every day, because I will be informed when something of significance happens. And there's also KPI signals application, which does basically the same. So it informs particular user when certain statistics are achieved. Yeah, I'm too much outside of the average, or for too long outside of the average. I can define this. What's important for me. So one portion of decision automation is that, first of all, I'm notified when it's important. I don't need to go myself to look at the reports and then think, okay, is it good? Is it not good? I will be informed by the platform if something is of particular importance for me.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, that's very interesting, those notifications. But is it possible, maybe in the higher version of your licensing or something like this, is it possible that the platform itself would advise you to optimize your workforce? Or
There's process optimization product. There decision automation, which can show me the recommended actions.
That's very interesting, because as you mentioned, the decision automation, it's even more helped by the system.
Yeah, so I can define. So this is actually a product outside of report, like can be used for making better decisions, not necessarily based on reports, but based on generally data in the platform, can be used on the level of fulfiller to advise me what should I do with this ticket, but also process automation can define, okay, what should I change in my process? Like, what should I change in the assignment, for example, process, or what should I change in the structure of my service desk to
optimize it?
Yeah, to optimize it. A simple example, and this can be even achieved purely in performance analytics, the forecasting. So let's see, I have this KPI. Let's stay with the same KPI, a number of incidents opened for 2 days or 3 days. I don't recall what was the original number. And we break it down per category. and we have a trend lines, and we see, okay, the network incidents for a couple of weeks, the number is rising. Yeah, so we have more and more open incidents, and we have the same number, let's say 10 fulfillers, 10 agents in the network groups and 10 agents in the hardware group. Yeah, by looking at these trends and by asking performance analytics to forecast the near future, I can see, okay, in a month, I will have so many network incidents that my current team will not be able to fulfill them. So, yeah, maybe I should change the structure of my service desk. Maybe I should move some people from hardware group to network group, but to move it, maybe they require new skills, maybe they require new trainings. So I have all this information. ServiceNow can show it to us. If we want to ask ServiceNow, okay, what should be the exact number of people in this assignment group month from now? Yes, we can use the decision automation product to even populate the number and give us really advices that, yeah, 2 users, this and this user should be moved to the other group.
I believe it is more also very calming for the people who might be hearing this, that people are still or will be still in the authority of making a decision, and those decisions could be better due to the data that you will be given. So the more information you have, the better decisions you can make.
Yeah,
in the future. So that's
exactly, yeah. Make better decisions. That's my slogan that I like. This. If we can make better decisions, why not? Why not to? Yeah. If we have tools to support our decision making, why not to use them?
Yeah, and from your perspective, do you have any from the beginners of ServiceNow platform? For example, I'm a new customer. I just bought the tool. I have just implemented. Do you have any tips and tricks for me? Where should I start with this reporting to make the decision in a better and more efficient way?
So, like I already mentioned, ServiceNow by default offers plenty of reports and very useful dashboards. I think there's like tens or depending on the products that you have, there's 100. Go through them. You will learn that, okay, oh wow, this is a report that I never thought I could. I never thought about this statistics, but now I see it, and yes, it's very useful. Recently, I was involved in a product portfolio management project.
Mm-hmm.
So a customer is running projects for their customers, and basically, so they're very important. Reporting is very important for them, and yeah, there's couple of dashboards depending on the level, and 90% of the reports that they wanted to see is there. Even some more regarding other processes. So I would suggest first of all go through the default dashboards and different default reports. Look what's there, how it's built. If you want to create your own reports, there's nothing more simpler. Just in the navigator, for those that really know ServiceNow,
mm-hmm.
in the navigator, go to reports and create your own report. Select the data source and select the visualization. Play with it. Play with it. For different data, different visualization will be more useful. But I think what's the most important is this dashboards that really ServiceNow is really good about that. That they're not saying, okay, you have here 20 reports, pick the ones that are important for you, but ServiceNow is already proposing a dashboard, layout of the dashboard that really tells a story. So for example, with this client that we have a project process. So the project starts with idea, idea is changed into demand, demand is changed into project. So it would be so this is the story, like the data flow. I can look at the dashboard and I can see, okay, first the statistics behind ideas, then it's narrowed down to demands. Not all ideas were changed into demands. So I want to see first statistics for ideas, then how many of this turned into demands, statistics of demands, and then how many demands were turned into project. And by looking at this, I not necessarily only know that, okay, we had 50 ideas, 30 demands, and 20 projects, but I know, okay, what categories of ideas are transformed into demands, what's their financial data, how they transform into project. I already know about whole service, whole unit that deals with ideas, demands, and projects. I know the story behind them. I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very interesting. When you have a clear example how it may look like in the particular organization. And yeah, I believe you made you have just made reporting very visible for me and understandable. And I believe our listeners will see the value from it, especially the part when you even can forecast and foresee the different paths within your organization and optimize your workflows. I believe this is a very interesting topic, and especially when the service now combined with NVIDIA to produce this machine learning strategy, I believe it will be even more suitable and more, not say complicated, but enhanced in the future.
I would say less complicated. No, I believe at least we're going into using these new tools to help us to facilitate our work rather to make it more complicated. And I believe this is the biggest value behind ServiceNow. It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, it's simple, and it's a single tool for everything. To be honest, everything is too much. It won't cook me a dinner, but my process is defined there. The data behind the process is defined there. The reports based on that data is there, and the recommendation and decisions that I should make pops up from there. So it's a single tool that helps me make my process, make my service better.
Yeah, of course. And and now I can see the value in this, and especially I believe many people don't think that reporting is a very key value when it comes to implementation, because everyone thinks, okay, we have to implement the tool, then to use our processes and just use the tool, and let's see what happens next.
Yeah, it is very important, and this is also what we can see from ServiceNow by offering these default reports.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, that if you have an ITIL process, you may believe, okay, I'm using an ITIL-based tool,
mm-hmm.
so the process should be okay. But you want to measure the performance. No, how, like, half year from implementation, 1 year from implementation, how do you know it's better before than comparing to before implementation? Look at the report.
Yeah, every organization would like to grow and enhance its capabilities in the future and have bigger projects and something like this just to grow. I think it is very important. So thank you for this introduction to the reporting. But I have one last question for you that I would like to ask all of my guests, because I believe this is a very simple question, but I will get many different answers, and it is very important for me to learn from my guests. That's why this podcast was even invented. So what do you like the most about the ServiceNow platform itself? So, Karol, stage is yours.
Yeah, what I like the most, I think the simplicity and the low-code approach. So I'm not a programmer myself. I'm not coding. I'm not programming. I'm a solution consultant. So I more talk with customers about their needs, what they want to achieve, and propose solutions. But recently, with more and more low-code approach, I can, I hear something from the customer, and I don't need to ask the developer, can you please help me define this demo? I do it myself, because it's so simple. So also from the user perspective, if you have everything defined in ServiceNow, you don't need, and you have this performance analytics, dashboards, and classic reports. You want to make adjustment, you can do it. You can do it. You don't need to rely on developers or a third party that helps you. This is the strong advantage, and this is what I really like a lot. I really like to play with my PDI, the personal development instance, to build something on my own, and I can do it. I can do it. If I can do it, I believe many other people can.
Yeah, so now I have been a student of technical university in Poznań, but it was too hard for me. So yeah, you encouraged me to use this tool more and to explore and to discover ServiceNow platform because I'm not very technical person.
But you don't need to, yes? So technical people, and thank you for all the technical people that build ServiceNow.
Yeah, exactly.
So thanks ServiceNow and thanks ServiceNow developer because they built a tool that now non-technical people can configure, and this is the big value.
And that's a great, yeah, I believe it also is a great value. Okay, thank you for the meeting, Q. Thank you, and I hope you join us in the later episode. As a solution consultant, you probably have many stories to talk about, and you have prior experience expanding myself regarding this tool. So I hope you join us sometime, and really thank you for that. And to our listeners and viewers, if you have any questions, any remarks on this episode, leave the comments below and ask us anything, actually, and we will try to answer your questions.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you, everyone, and good luck with your ServiceNow journeys.
Exactly. Thank you.